just another update video on the Megane. I did 2 tyres yesterday on a Saab. It weren't too bad. A little bit of a low profile, but it weren't too bad. So this is the engine that was there yesterday. Engine's out of this now. I think it was, how was it? I think it was 2.5 hours it took to engine out. I think it was 12 o'clock I started and the engine was out for 2:30, so that wasn't too bad. So pretty much I'm just ripping this one apart and putting all the, so that's all the stuff off it. AC pump, power steering pumps off it. The oil filter was new on the other engine, so carefully remove that, putting a rag around it and that. I'm just using one of the oil filter chain tools just to undo it, put it back on. This is the replacement engine. So I changed the oil filter in a bit. Take the water pump off, belt's got to come off, because that water pump's brand new, if you remember, or at least that was why we bought that. Was the water pump was noisy. I put a water pump on it, and then me not reading the forums or anything about the engine, I just took the belt off, marked them, so I built it back up with the marks and everything, but my timing was still out. I think my crank was out a tooth or something, and it was a little bit rattly when bought the car as well. So as soon as you take the belt off this, the sprockets will either shoot one way or the other, so either clockwise or anti-clockwise, depending on where they are on the peaks of the lobes in contact with the camshaft followers, or hydraulic buckets, whatever you want to call them. So to time this engine up is, you have typical Renault, like the diesel stuff. Plug, remove that, and there should be a web on the crank that you line up with. It'll not keep hold of it because I did snap a drill bit trying to lock it, but it won't lock. Go and undo them two, that and that one, them two and them two, and then you can take these covers out. So they are a metal cover, they're not rubber. Just be careful when you're pulling them out. Just a small screwdriver in the edges and flick them out. You will mark a little bit of the alloy, but it shouldn't matter too much if you put a bit of gasket glue around them before putting them back in, and then seal them up on the face as well. Should be alright. Well, they were alright on the other engine. They didn't leak. So yeah, that's what you've got to do. So then you'll have like the Vauxhalls where there's a slot in the cams. So you've got to you can either make or you can buy the timing kit. The timing kit off eBay is 40 quid, and that'll lock the front pulleys and the front and the back of the cams. But if I put marks on the front of the cam pulleys, put it at TDC on number 1, which is the back one, flywheel end. Number 4 is at the crank end, or the crankshaft pulley end. So pretty much I'll make a tool that'll be, so the flat there, I'll make a tool that'll be flat going into the cams and then just come out, so it'd be like a C-shape clamp that you just put in, and it'll just keep them both wedged there and shouldn't allow to move backwards or forwards with the force of them on each one. And that should be it. After flywheel's different on this, so there's the old flywheel off that and the clutch off this, so they can be weighed in and keep the wiring loom off that, and the rest can just go scrap. So the crank pickup, more than anything, is different on this flywheel. So this one's a bigger flywheel than that I've pulled off. The same block, They're just a difference. That one was like a K4M10, and the one in this one must be a K4M8 or something like that. But the block's the same, the sock's the same. I think it's out of a newer car. So K4M D710 is this engine. They're all a K4M engine, they're just a different D710, D78 series. So the D710 is the later style. So the manifold is different because it breathes through there, whereas the manifold that you pull off that one, or off this one, doesn't breathe. So you have to change that. So this one is off the original engine, so there's a breather pipe that comes out and it breathes from the top there as well, which it doesn't on that one. Right, I've got the Megane all done, so I'll probably just piece this on the end of the video that I did. Yeah, to be fair, the engine management light was on when we got the car. But yeah, I've just cleaned it. Got the locking wheel nut key with it. It's got some service history to 2011, I think it is. Actually, we'll do the radio code right here. If you're wondering what that noise is, that is the aerial, because it's broke, because it's on an electric aerial. So according to this, radio code is 4252. So the good thing about these older ones is there's a radio pre-code on the back of the radio. I'll turn that off before I get told off by YouTube. So radio works and you get that annoying noise. So I don't know whether to try and find one of them or not, I don't know yet. The engine's done, timing belt's on, new water pumps on, new oil filter, fresh oil, clean the plugs up, plugs were alright. There's no misfiring on it or anything. More than likely the engine management light just wants clearing out and see if it comes back on again. Done the repairs on the evap canister, or the for where it'll purge, is under the driver's side front wing. So I've redone the pipe work to there because it had snapped, because when we got it, it was actually hunting. So it's because there was an air leak. So I've done all that now. So yeah, radio code, there's a pre-code on the radios on these. It's usually a 4-digit code, and you can get a free app on the Android phones on the Android store or the Google Play Store. Should be a Renault radio code calculator. You put that 4-digit code in and that'll bring your radio code up for these older models. So yeah, that is it. So this one's got 74 thou on it. It's not a bad car really. Sunroof works. so there's some scratches there, bit of damage on the wing, but for a car that's on a 2003, the tyres are decent. I've got 12 months MOT on it. So that was it. I had to put a cable tie in there. Had issues with the noise coming out the oil, the body on both sides. That's got some seating on that. Yeah, that's it.